Hello students and welcome to your English lesson. In this video, we shall continue with the explanation of the lesson Tiger Hills. So at 4 hours on 4th July, after carefully orchestrated artillery bombardment, Sachin Nimbalkar and Balwant Singh along with their men approached Tiger Hill top by climbing a sheer cliff and caught the enemy unawares. Okay, so we see that the Indian army who had planned to attack from multi directions, they finally were successful in reaching the top of Tiger Hill and they attacked the enemy who was unaware about the Indian army's strategy. After a spell of hand to hand fighting, they succeeded in capturing the objective. So they had a fight over there, the Pakistani troops and the Indian army, and finally, the Indian army was successful in overcoming this fight. Although 18 grenadiers held the top now, linking up with them was not easy. Now they were on the top, there were other areas also which had to be captured. So the other part, where the Indian army was located, the other group of Indian army, they had to now coordinate with the 18 grenadiers. So when the initial surprise wore off, the enemy started gearing up for launching counter attacks. So now they started understanding that the Indian army is planning something else, and so they started preparing for counterattacks. Now, one of the most difficult tasks during the course of a battle is to maintain one's hold on the ground captured. So now they had captured this particular area, that is the top of the Tiger Hill. Now this place had to be kept maintained. Okay, they could not just leave it and go away to the next area, because again there was a possibility that the enemy would come back to this position. So before the next assault, they had to understand and plan out the strategy of how they would maintain the hold on this particular area of the Tiger Hill top. So throughout the next morning, artillery duels continued. That is, both the armies were fighting against each other with the help of artillery. Casualties mounted on both sides. Like Indian army, also there were some soldiers who were injured, and the Pakistani troops as well. Some soldiers were injured. So both the side there were casualties which were increasing, and the grenadiers hung on to their precarious perch with grit and determination. So the Indian army, the group of Indian army, which was standing on the very dangerous position of the Tiger Hill, okay, they did not leave this particular area, and they held it with a lot of determination. They were determined that they are not going to let the enemy come to this particular area again. Okay, so this was the thing that was decided by the Indian Army, and Grenadier Yogendra Singh Yadav and his team members exhibited exceptional courage during this assault. So here we can see Grenadier Yogendra Singh Yadav, who was the leader of a particular team, and he had given the instruction to his entire team members that they had to carry on this entire mission with a lot of courage and determination. Now, at this stage, 8th Mount Division realized that it would not be possible to evict the enemy from Tiger Hill completely as long as his supply lines along the western spur were intact. Now, see, the enemy was located in a particular area on the Tiger Hill, okay, and they had a particular place from which they were getting supplies for their arms and ammunitions. Okay, the weapons that they were using, they were being supplied from a particular place, okay, from a particular area. So they understood, the Indian army understood that we cannot completely get this enemy out from there, or we cannot just overcome them until we don't stop this supply of all the weapons. Okay, so in order to give them a particular shock, we have to stop this supply lines, we have to attack this supply line, the place from where all the ammunitions and arms are supplied. So once their supply of all the weapons is stopped, then they have only limited weapons with them, which after they use will get exhausted, and then they will have to surrender themselves to the Indian army. Okay, so this was the decision that they came up to. So Mohinder Puri and MPS Bajwa then issued orders to aid Sikh to attack and capture Helmet and India Gate. Okay, so both these areas, like we in the previous video, we have seen on the Tiger Hill, okay, a particular area which was protruding was known as called as Helmet and India Gate. So both these places were attacked and captured by 8 Sikh, which was located on the western side. so that the enemy reinforcement to Tiger Hill top could be prevented. So this particular place was the place from where they were getting all their supplies. So once the Indian army captured this area, the supply for the enemies had completely stopped. So the move was also intended to cut off the enemy supply route. So as you can see in the picture, we have MPS Bajwa here, then we have VP Malik, okay, and we have Mohinder Puri, who is seen here in the picture. So this is VP Malik who has written this particular extract telling us about all this incident in detail. Okay, so here we can see Mohinder Puri and MPS Bajwa, who had given the instructions to the group of Indian soldiers to attack these two places, Helmet and India Gate, so that the supply for the Pakistani troops would stop. Okay, now once the supply stopped, then what happened? The western spur of Tiger Hill extended up to 1.5 kilometers, and the approach to the spur, where 8-6 was deployed, lay along a steep rock face. Now, the next challenge was uh, the physical layout of the hill, okay, which was extremely steep rock face. Now, this area had to be climbed by the 18 Sikh group of army, okay. So an ad hoc column of 8 Sikh led by Major Ravindra Singh and Lieutenant R.K. Sherawat, comprising 4 JCOs and 52 soldiers. So now they have created, this particular group, okay, of 8 Sikh for a particular purpose. Now, why it was created? The 8 Sikh are personal, okay, Indians. 8 Sikh Indians were put in one particular group, and this group was led by Major Ravindra Singh and R.K. Sherawat. And there were some JCOs. Now, what is the meaning of JCOs? Junior Commissioned Officers. So these 4 officers and 52 soldiers, they all together climbed this rock face under poor visibility conditions. Okay, now imagine you're climbing a hill, okay, which was covered with snow, and obviously because of the fog and all the weather conditions, it was very, very difficult to see exactly where they were moving ahead. Okay, they could not see anything ahead of them, and was very difficult to climb such a particular place. Okay, and was able to capture India Gate. So somehow they managed to climb this particular rock, okay, which was very difficult to be seen, and they captured India Gate after a tough fight. Now, in this battle, we see here in the picture, Subedar Nirmal Singh, he had led the assault platoon. Okay, so he was the one who was leading the group of army men who was supposed to attack on the Pakistani troops. So he was engaged in hand-to-hand fighting till the responsible for beating back a counter attack. So he was, not only responsible for the army but also for the entire operation in which the Indian army and the Pakistani troops were involved in hand-to-hand fighting, and they managed to capture the Pakistani troops. Okay. Now, despite heavy casualties, 8 Sikh exploited its success up to Helmet and captured this objective on 5th July. So finally, on 5th July, they managed to capture this particular area, that is Helmet area of the Tiger Hill. The enemy launched 2 counterattacks. Now, counterattacks means we attack from our side and then the enemy counterattacks. So they launched 2 counterattacks which involved 40 to 50 personnel, okay, like 40 to 50 of their soldiers, but 8 Sikh fought gallantly and was able to repulse them. So you can imagine they were 40 to 50 group of men on one side, and eight Sikh personnel, army personnel from India were on the other side. But somehow these 8 Sikh fought so well that they managed to capture all the 40 to 50 enemy soldiers. Okay. So Naib Subedar Colonel Singh and Rifleman Satpal Singh, who were part of a platoon, that is the group of this army, deployed on the reverse slope of Helmet. Okay, you have a slope and you have a reverse slope. So they both were deployed, they were both placed on the reverse slope of Helmet, and they showed exceptional courage, okay, with the way they fought. In one of these counterattacks, Captain Colonel Singh, okay, Sher Khan, sorry, of the Pakistan army was killed. Okay, so here we have Captain Colonel Sher Khan of Pakistan Army, who was killed by the Indian soldiers. His body then was subsequently handed over to the Pakistani authorities. Now, here there's a very humanitarian behavior that is shown by the Indian Army. Okay, so it is the rule of the army that is, if you have any kind of a war with any other enemy nation, then in this war, if in case you have any enemies which are killed by you, you would respectfully hand them over, if possible, to the respective authority, or you would cremate that particular dead body in a particular respected manner. So here, when Captain Colonel Sher Khan of Pakistan Army was killed, his body was very respectfully handed over to the Pakistani authorities, and the other bodies of the Pakistani soldiers, which was found scattered around the battleground, like the area where they fought, they all the bodies of these dead Pakistani soldiers were collected and they were buried appropriately on the Indian land. Okay, so this is the behavior that is shown, that no matter how much you are at war with each other, at the end, when you have the bodies of the enemies, okay, you do not just keep them disrespectfully over there, you just not leave them disrespectfully over there, but you give them a respect that they were also a soldier, they also fought, and they have also given their lives for their nation. And so you take those bodies and you cremate them in the best possible way, okay, according to the norms of that particular soldier's religion. Okay, so now after this happened in New Delhi, I had remained anxious all through the night of 3rd July. Okay, now General Malik, he was very anxious. Okay, throughout the whole night, because he did not know exactly now how we have progressed towards this entire battle. So the next morning, Krishan Pal, GOC 15 Corps, rang up at 6 hours to inform me that 18 grenadiers had captured Tiger Hill top and also had heavy fighting was going on. Okay, so here there was continually some kind of communication that was being done by the people who were on the field and the officers who were off the field, so that they could understand exactly what is going on Tiger Hills. So Major General Malik, okay, he also got a call from one of the officer, and he told him that they have managed to capture Tiger Hill after a heavy fighting that concluded in this manner. So after consulting him and Nirmal Chandar Vij, we decided to await confirmation from GOC 8 Mountain Division. So okay, one mountain division said that we have captured the hill, but they were also waiting for the confirmation from the other mountain division, the other part of the Tiger Hill, so that the confirmation is done. So at 7:30 hours, Mohinder Puri confirmed to me that the enemy would not be able to dislodge 18 grenadiers from Tiger Hill top. Okay, so what he did is he informed Brajesh Mishra and the Prime Minister, who was scheduled to address a public meeting in Haryana at 10 hours. The Defense Minister was on his way to Amritsar. When he landed at the airport, I gave him this exciting news. So once General Malik got a confirmation from all the in charge people of different areas on the Tiger Hill, once they confirmed that yes, now the enemies were completely cleared out, there was no other Pakistani troop on any other area of the Tiger Hill, and Tiger Hill once again was under the Indian control. So once he got all this confirmation news, he started deciding to inform the respective authority about the victory of the Indian Army. So here we can see how the Indian Army, accompanied by all the authority people, were very joyous and happy about their victory on the Tiger Hill. Then the date 4th July 1999 was important one more for one more reason. Now, why this date? One was yes, because the Indian Army managed to capture the Tiger Hill once again under its control, and the other reason was Nawaz Sharif. He was due to meet US President Bill Clinton later on that particular day. So about 10 to 15 hours before their meeting, the Indian Army made sure that the whole world came to know about the recapture of Tiger Hill and thus the likely outcome of the war. So Nawaz Sharif, would probably want to go and talk to Bill Clinton and would give a different picture, saying that the Indian Army did something wrong and so we behaved in particular manner. But before this could happen, the Indian army managed to take their own land back from the Pakistani troops and show it to the whole world that it was not we who started this war, but it was the Pakistani troops who came on our land and wanted this to happen. So for some time, Pakistan even denied the existence of such mountain feature and labeled the entire operation as a figment of our imagination. Okay, so when this news was broken to them, they pretended as if, it was not them, or it was not the Pakistani troops who were there. It was India's, mistake that they identified them as Pakistan. They did not know anything. Okay, they were just trying to behave in a very innocent manner, showing that we did not do anything, or it was not us, so that they could get the sympathy from the world. But Indian army managed to prove it to the whole world that it was Pakistani troops who had planned to attack the Indian land of the Tiger Hill. So the loss of Tiger Hill was a hard physical and psychological blow to them. In India, a wave of jubilation and relief replaced the gloomy mood of people, because people were so upset. Even if we have army men fighting on the borders, it is a whole nation, every person, every citizen of this country who is very upset, who is very tense, who is waiting to know exactly what has happened, and who feels the Indian army feels. Okay, like how we say it. So everything is so much connected with between us Indians, that when we came to know that the Tiger Hill, the entire mission was a success, all the people in our country started rejoicing. So finally, on 8th July, after the entire Tiger Hill objective had been cleared and the situation stabilized, 18 grenadiers hoisted the Indian tricolor on Tiger Hill top to show the world that this land, this area belongs to India. Throughout its tenure in the nearly 2 month long war, the battalion acquitted itself with high professionalism and honor. Okay, the behavior that was executed by all of them was very, very professional. So, displaying unshakable determination and collective valor, all its members covered themselves with glory and notched up two of the finest victories for the Indian Army. After the war, as the battalion requested an UN mission, okay, so the entire group of this army, Indian Army, they requested for a UN mission so that they could go and show their skills, even for the not only for their country but for the other places where they were required, their help was required. So UN mission, we all are aware that UN, the United Nations, works for so many of such kind of tasks. So the Indian army, this particular 18 grenadiers, they requested that they were also involved in the mission that was undertaken by the UN. And so army headquarters sent them to Sierra Leone, which is in West Africa. And there too, the battalion successfully carried out a major rescue operation known as Operation Kukri. Okay, you all can go ahead and read about this operation. What was it all about? Where this operation was carried about? What was the contribution of the Indian army or the Indian people over there, the Indian 18 grenadiers, and how they were successful in this particular operation. You will find out everything about this. Okay, so with this, the chapter ends, my dear students, and I'm sure you have also have got this feeling that how these army people, okay, they dedicate themselves, their lives, and they sacrifice so many things for our safety. Okay, and so we have to be respectful towards them, we have to understand, and we have to cooperate from our side, so as to not create any kind of such problems where these army people who are already occupied with so many responsibilities are overburdened. Okay, so I hope you have understood this entire lesson and you have understood the story that took place on Tiger Hills during the Kargil war. Okay, so thank you, my dear students. Please go through the entire lesson once again. Try to read each and every event carefully, and after you finish that, try to solve the brainstorming section in your textbook on page number 58, 59, 60, and 61. Okay, so that you are able to thoroughly understand, and the grammar section on page number 62. And if you have any doubts, you can always message. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.